December the 2nd, 2023. Guys, first, let me apologize about the video yesterday. It was recorded yesterday, and I think over 10 years, it's the first video that I've been on our podcast that was not live. And so, in my ignorance, I assumed it would be live, but I should have known better because a lot of Rex's videos are recorded, edited, and then played. So my mistake on that. I just asked him what time. He said 11:30. We did that, and so we talked last night, and he said it should be up by around 11:30 Mountain Time, which I think would be, or 10:30 Mountain Time. So that should not be very long from now, but I will send out a very short video when he emails me the link. So, again, I apologize for that. It's my fault. I think you're going to really enjoy it. But right now, we've had a major earthquake. Now, this is an M7.6 quake, very large, in Mindanao, Philippines. It was 32.8 kilometers deep. It registered at 8:37 Universal Time. And solar wind speeds were still around 1,000,000 miles per hour at that time. They still are. They're starting to drop somewhat, but at 8:37 UTC time, we'll look at that. This quake struck here. Now, there's tsunami warnings out, and a couple of buoys are indicating 10 feet. And this is a heavy populated area, guys. You don't think of it as it is, but starting here, moving all the way towards India, you have very thick populations of people. And this happened very close to shore and along this fault line. We see a lot of quakes in the area, but this is one of the strongest ones in a while. The 9 that hit over in Sumatra, guys, that's the one that destroyed so many, like 250,000, maybe 400,000 after all the numbers came in. People died in that Sumatra quake. But right here, just offshore, and then you've got 5 aftershocks that are popping up, mostly 5s. You see this 5.4, 40, and they're around 48 kilometers. Let's see these two here, 60 kilometers deep, 36 kilometers deep. But just looking at where we're at in the world, again, very heavily populated area. And what it's doing is throwing everything north. I guess it pushed back against the island, and we're seeing the buoys in this area start to light up. Let's check that out. Now, the quake was in this area. You can see that great fault right there. It's where that red line was on the map we just looked at. We've got buoys moving here. This would be due east, northeast, a little further northeast, and even southeast. We got buoy movement. And again, up to 3 meters, which is a little over 10 feet, or very close to 10 feet. And that's enough. If you're in a low-lying flat area, and even in Florida, guys, 10 foot coming in, tsunami, and you could probably have more than one wave, can be very devastating. But again, we've got the buoys moving. Now, this is NOAA's tsunami warning system, and what they've got, and they're showing the quakes in this area here, different ones, but your listing is here. And for the Philippines, 1 to 3 meters. This is issued this morning, 9:37 a.m. 1 to 3 meters, again, you're approaching 10 feet, and if the buoys are measuring a 10-foot movement offshore, it's moving underwater, right? That's how tsunami works. As it gets closer to shore, it could rise up and be a little bit higher. So you guys in that area, be aware of it. And everywhere, even Japan, it's going to eventually affect just about everywhere in this section of the Pacific Ocean. And look right here, guys, 8:37:06 a.m. UTC time. And when you're dealing with UTC time, it really makes it easy dealing with earthquake charts, tsunami charts, the solar wind speeds, and how that will affect the tectonic plates. But 8:37 a.m. this morning, UTC time. Now, guys, if you haven't seen some of the aurora pictures from last night, the red skies, you should go to spaceweather.com because they're amazing. I'll maybe have time to show you one of them before this is over with. But we've been dealing with the solar wind speed for the last couple of days now. And it's really not even showing the lower section. It usually is around 320 kilometers per second. But because it's raised up, they've raised the graph. And let's move over in time to very close to that, 7:56. That's Basically, we're 30 minutes before the quake, and you start to see a lot of changes in the waves here, and the speed drops and rises. And that long-term pressure over a couple of days can really be affected when you have a change. It got everything held at around 500 kilometers, over 1,000,000 miles per hour, and then you start to have these rapid changes at drop here, but right in here, 827. So it's starting to affect the satellite slightly before it's going to hit our planet and put the pressure on the tectonic plates. Here, there's 827. We start to see that changing rapid vibration of wind speed changes up until right here at 836, 838. The quake is struck. Now at 467 kilometers per second on your wind in this area, 467, before 76 right there, and 470 kilometers per second, guys, is 1 million plus. Add 50,000 more miles per hour to that. 1,050,000 miles per hour. And then you start to see fluctuations in that, and you can mention it's like a balloon on our tectonic plates. When it squeezes, things can change, and when it releases, the surface changes. We're starting to see the fluctuations right at that time. Now, again, the main thing to consider now would be any aftershocks, and for the people in that area, again, all the way to Japan, possibly Hawaii before it's over with. But the Tsunami Threat Center, which is linked to the very first link on the left on bpearthwatch.com under earthquakes. Click on the quake, and it will tell you if there's a tsunami warning or not in a box that pops up there. So if you just keep an eye on it, again, all through the central part, moving north and east in the Pacific Ocean. Guys, and check out some of these images of the auroras that came in. Notice how red they are. That's that increased energy that's penetrating our atmosphere. May have had a lot to do with the heat this summer. You never know, but things are definitely different when your shields are a little weak. We're watching it. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.